Well, let's take a look at the markets now on the continent, and we start as always with the Kenya market on the east of the continent. And just looking there, the all-share index, we've remarked in the last week or so how steady those markets have been. Bit of profit taking and some speculation on a couple of the big companies expected to deliver good results. The all-share up by 118.38 points yesterday, and on the month it's just about a third of a percentage point, so it's 4810 where it is now. And then let's have a look at the shilling, which has also been pretty stable there, just a slight movement there, 0.06% to 83.75 relationship to the dollar. Well, now we go to the Kenya market update. In Nairobi is Brenda Kithinji, who is research analyst at Standard Investment Bank. Brenda, let's start with your overall view of where the market is. We've had some profit taking, but it seems pretty quiet at the moment.
Over the past 2 weeks, we have seen a lot of profit taking, especially because earlier in the year, we really saw the market rally, and a lot of it was not really based on any fundamentals, but around the excitement around the election period. So now I think investors have really sobered up and are really looking carefully at valuations of a lot of these stocks and the multiples that they're trading at. So we have seen profit taking, and I believe that for the next 1 week or so, we'll see a bit of more profit taking on a few of the counters, but I expect the market to stable pretty soon.
Looking at some of the sectors there, the banking sector, again, strong foreign investor interest there. Anything to talk about in terms of what you just said about people now looking for value and looking more carefully perhaps at particular stocks?
The banking sector has most of the large cap stocks fall within the banking sector, and foreign investors want companies that they can be able to trade large volumes in, and so that's why we see a lot of foreign interest within the banking sector. But banking sector are set to start announcing their first quarter earnings, so of course there's going to be some excitement around that. And just with a general economic environment where interest rates are now coming down, then the banking sector is set to perform well, because now they'll be able to lend more and they'll have larger volumes of lending. So, that's set to augur well for the banking sector. And I think some of them are a bit highly priced, and we'll see them come down, but some of them are fairly priced where they are, and we'll see the prices remain at those levels.
Brenda, we were talking earlier in the week about the cement sector and how it often is an indicator of both confidence and growth, because orders in cement obviously translate into infrastructure spending. In construction, bit of a mixed day yesterday, and maybe it's partly the search for value. ARM cement down, Bamburi gaining there. So what's happening in that sector?
Like you said, the cement sector really mimics GDP, and it mimics economic growth, and it tells the story of the confidence investors have in the economy. And I think investors are confident in the economy, especially now that elections are done. And just moving to the stock market and looking at ARM and Bamburi, it's really what I've been saying, investors looking for value. ARM, since the split, has really rallied, and I think investors are trying to pull back and take profits, and looking at it vis-a-vis Bamburi and what value do they offer. Of course, Bamburi is a more cash-rich company, a more stable company. The products are more premium based, and of course that just offers good value for investors, as opposed to ARM that is very highly financed, very highly leveraged, and they're going through a growth phase where investors are not likely to see high dividends and such like things. So the price looks a bit expensive at where it's trading currently.
Interesting detail there within that sector. Now, an interesting story with the East African breweries, always an interesting stock, and apparently the growth of Tanzania's contribution to East African breweries is significant.
Kenya, East African breweries has really suffered from the Kenyan market, where it's really matured and it's very flat, and we're not seeing any gains or growth in the beer market in Kenya. But in Tanzania, it's a market where it's not mature, it's growing, and so EABL has put a lot of focus on Tanzania, especially after they split split with Submila, and so they've been really focusing in that market, and that has been their real growth market, and I think it will continue to be their growth market.
Yeah, the Kestrel Capital did report 17% year-on-year growth in Tanzania, 2014-2015. Would that apply also to the broader East African market, where there would be potential for East African breweries?
I think for Tanzania, it's mainly because they've done a lot of investment in Tanzania ever since they bought off Serengeti. So that's where we're seeing a lot of the growth coming in. Kenya, like I said, it's a mature market, so we don't expect beer volumes to be high or to really grow at a high rate. So I think we just expect a lot of their growth to come from Tanzania and also from their spirits portfolio, because their spirits portfolio has also been performing well, and we also expect to see that bringing a lot of growth for them to their bottom line going forward.
And then more broadly, Brenda, the reaction to the new government in now, appointments beginning to be made, the size of the cabinet substantially reduced, and of course there's restructuring because of the new constitution. What's the mood about this? Because it's a big job that this government has taken on in different ways.
Yeah, I mean, of course, there's the excitement to wait and see who gets nominated to what cabinet ministries. And I mean, so far, Kenyans are happy with the direction that the president is taking in terms of bringing professionals to the ministries and bringing a lot of professionalism to the ministries. Actually, today is when we are waiting to see announcement of the rest of the cabinet secretaries. So, I mean, the market is excited, and I think the market just can't wait for us to just now get into the real business of growing the economy and to completely get out of this period of election and that has really had a lot of volatility within the market. So I think we're waiting to see what happens, and we expect the economy to do well, and we expect the president to focus a lot on economic growth in terms of infrastructure and in terms of fiscal policy and monetary policy.